It's a deeply lonely feeling, standing still while the world seems to move without you. You watch other people find love, purpose, momentum, and joy, and you wonder what you're doing wrong. You wonder if the universe has skipped over you, if your name got lost in the shuffle, if maybe you just weren't chosen. You try to stay positive, to trust, to believe it's all part of the process, but it's hard. Especially when your efforts go unnoticed. When the things you've prayed for don't arrive. When the silence feels endless. And you're exhausted, not just from the waiting, but from the emotional whiplash of holding on to hope and having nothing tangible to hold in return. You question if you're being too much, or not enough, or both at once. You start to feel invisible, like you're yelling into a sky that refuses to answer back. But what if the silence isn't abandonment? What if the delay isn't a punishment? What if this stillness, this strange, painful in-between, isn't you being ignored, but you being prepared? What if the universe is gathering what you asked for behind the scenes, not to withhold it, but to hand it to you at the exact moment you're truly ready to receive it? That doesn't mean you're failing. It doesn't mean you're forgotten. It means there's still some shaping happening in the dark. Because sometimes the pause is protection. Sometimes the wait is wisdom. Sometimes what looks like a delay is actually the divine making room inside you, around you, through you, so that when what you've been waiting for finally arrives, you'll be able to hold it without fear, without self-sabotage, without shame. You are not behind. You are not overlooked. You are not ignored. You are being readied. And this moment, even if it feels like nothing, is part of everything. Not all growth makes noise. Some of the most profound transformations begin in complete stillness, in the quiet chapters where it feels like nothing is happening. These are the moments that don't get recognition. No one claps for you when you cry alone at night and still wake up the next day. No one sees the bravery it takes to keep going when your heart feels numb, when your energy is low, when your path is clouded with uncertainty. But growth is still happening. It's happening in the unseen places, in your thoughts, in your breath, in your slow return to yourself. Just like a seed in the soil, your evolution doesn't begin when the flower blooms. It begins when the roots are forming underground, in the darkness, in the pressure, in the silence. Just because you can't see it yet doesn't mean it isn't real. Clarity takes time. Alignment takes time. Becoming who you're meant to be takes time, and not the kind of time that's measured by productivity or visible progress. It's the kind of time that asks for trust. That asks you to be patient with the parts of yourself that are still learning, still softening, still healing. The universe doesn't rush transformation. It's not ignoring you, it's working beneath the surface of your life, shaping you into someone who can carry what's coming with grace. So say it to yourself gently, even when I can't see it, something is shifting. Let that truth live in your breath. Let it carry you through the quiet days. Let it remind you that stillness is not stagnation, it is sacred preparation. This silence is not the absence of progress. It is the space where your strength, your peace, and your deeper self are being born. It's easy to believe that if something hasn't happened by now, it's never going to. That if the door hasn't opened, it's because you're not worthy. That if you haven't received what you've been praying for, then the universe must have forgotten you. But that's not the truth, that's fear talking. That's your pain trying to make sense of what feels like rejection. But not every no is a denial. Sometimes it's a redirection. Sometimes it's a sacred delay, placed there not to hurt you, but to help you grow into the version of yourself that can hold what you're asking for. You're not being punished, you're being positioned. Sometimes the wait is where the real preparation happens, where you develop the resilience, the boundaries, the clarity that will protect the very thing you're waiting for once it arrives. The delay doesn't mean it's not meant for you. It means it's being aligned in the exact way it's meant to unfold. It can be painful, excruciating even, to keep showing up for a dream that hasn't yet shown up for you. To love, to give, to believe, and still feel like you're met with silence. But the silence doesn't mean you're off path. It doesn't mean you've missed your chance. Life doesn't run on a linear timeline. And you are not behind. You are not too late. You are not forgotten. You are right on time for your own unfolding. The things that are truly meant for you will not pass you by. They may take longer than you hoped. They may show up in forms you didn't expect. But they will arrive when you are truly ready, not just to receive them, but to keep them. You don't need to chase. You don't need to beg. You don't need to earn your blessings by suffering harder. You just need to trust the process and trust yourself. What's for you is finding its way to you. And when it arrives, you'll understand why you had to wait. Maybe this season isn't about what you're receiving, maybe it's about who you're becoming. Maybe what feels like a pause is actually a process, one where the universe is slowly unraveling everything you don't need so you can become everything you truly are. This space you're in, the one that feels uncertain, directionless, quiet, is not empty. It's full of unseen transformation. It's where trust is built, where you learn to listen to your intuition more than your insecurity, where you learn to set boundaries not out of fear, but out of self-respect, where you begin to understand that worth isn't something you earn through exhaustion, it's something you remember when you finally stop running. This space is not a mistake. It's a sacred stretch of time where you are being shaped for what you've been asking for, even if you don't fully realize it yet. So instead of asking, "Why isn't it here yet?" try asking, "Who am I becoming in the meantime?" Because what you're building now, the resilience, the self-awareness, the patience, the inner strength, will be the foundation for everything that's coming. Manifestation isn't just about receiving what you want. It's about being ready to hold it, nurture it, protect it. And readiness often grows in quiet, unseen ways. You're not being ignored. You're being aligned. And that alignment asks you to trust what you cannot yet see. Say it to yourself with gentleness, "I am being shaped for what I've been asking for." And say it again, especially when doubt creeps in, "This chapter is sacred, even if it's silent." You don't have to rush your becoming. You are unfolding exactly as you're meant to. It's hard to believe something beautiful is on its way when all you feel is delay. When your life feels like it's on hold, when your heart is tired of hoping, when you've whispered so many silent prayers into the dark and received no clear answer in return, it's tempting to assume that nothing is coming. But just because the road is quiet doesn't mean you've been forgotten. The absence of a sign isn't the absence of a plan. The universe works in ways that often don't make sense in the moment, but later, sometimes much later, you'll look back and see how every quiet season, every pause, every moment you felt stuck was actually preparing you. Life's timing is not random. It's sacred. And while it may feel like you've been overlooked, the truth is you've been slowly, lovingly positioned, not just for what you want, but for what you're meant to hold with both hands and a steady heart. You are not being punished for your softness, your effort, or your hope. You are being prepared, strengthened in ways only time and waiting can provide. Life knows what it's doing, even when you don't. And when the moment comes, the opportunity, the relationship, the breakthrough, the inner clarity, it will feel right, not rushed. It will fit, not force. And suddenly, the wait will make sense. The silence will have meaning. The ache will feel like it had a purpose. So hold on a little longer. Rest if you need to. Cry if you must. But don't give up. You are not behind. You are not unseen. You are not forgotten. Say it softly, say it often, I am being prepared. And when what you've been waiting for arrives, you'll understand it had to be this way. This chapter had to come first.